Hi everyone, welcome to I Made Jewelry Just Because Fall Edition. Well, one of the fall editions. I might have another one because I have a lot of stuff for fall. Anyway, it started off with I make these, I'm preparing for a craft fair. So I usually make these acorn earrings, and I have these natural brass acorn bead cap by Vintage and copper acorn bead caps by Vintage. I've had them for a while. I got them at Fusion Beads when they were still on their own website years ago. And so I made 3 with the copper. The bead, by the way, is a 12mm howlite, natural howlite that I got at auntiesbeads.com. I'll show you them in a second. So these are the copper ones, and they all have a Swarovski. I know we're not supposed to say that, but it was called Metallic Sunshine. This is the color. It's really pretty for fall, I thought. And I have them in my stash, so I'm going to use them. And I just put them on a vintage bronze head pin. I don't remember where I got them from. Either Bead Box Bargains or Beadaholic, probably. So the 13mm bead caps fit perfectly on the 12mm round. These are them. I need to get more. They're actually getting yellow. The bag is. I've had them since 2014, it looks like. And yeah, and also on the bronze ones, so those are the copper, and then on the bronze ones, I had put a little seed bead, and it was called, it's 11-0 Silverline Smoky Topaz. That's what they look like. At the bottom, I think the head pins I was using for those, I was afraid would go through the bead, so I put a little, and I like how that looks. It makes it look to me like a real acorn more, because they have like a little point at the bottom. But otherwise, they're basically the same. These are on antique brass or bronze ear wires, which will have little plastic stoppers or whatever. And these are on antique copper ear wires, and I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have this all the stuff out where I got everything. So anyway, forgive me for that. Okay, so then the next thing was, as I was digging through my beads, in my glass beads actually, I found 2 strands of metal and plastic bead strands from Blue Moon Beads. I have no markings on, so I have no idea when I got them. Couldn't find them in my inventory system. It just says JAS strand 14-inch bead, metal plastic leaf. The leaves are metal, and then these are the plastic sections that were already done like that. So I added to that, I had this mix called Check Fire Polished Faceted Round 8mm. I finished them up on another thing. And also these Matubo 2.0 beads. They came in a tube, and I don't have them over here with me. And some pieces out of, I had 3 bags, which I used one of over all these pieces. These EE beads fall check mix. Yeah, I've had them forever because they're no longer in business for a long time, which I've said many times. And I just did more wire wrap links on eye pins, and I tried to get the loops fairly consistent. So 3 Matubos and 2 pieces out of that check fall mix. Same here, and then same there, and then here are the 8mm faceted round wheatberry mix. Pretty much those are all the colors that were in it, except there were some silver, which I did not use in this necklace, but I did use in another one. And this is a longer necklace with a front closing toggle. I think it is about 23 or 24 inches, something like that, plus the leaf dangle. So this was right off the chain. And this comes apart here. You could actually just slip it over your neck though. These beads would go through, but the leaf would not go through the round part of the toggle. So yeah, I just used some of the wheatberry beads, some of the matubos with some of the check glass out of the mix, and then a section of the acrylic beads from the chain that was already made, and then the fire polished, 2 more leaves, the matubos, and then I finished it with all acrylic to finish the acrylic bits out of that pack. So I don't usually work with acrylics. I'm thinking I bought that right when I started, but I love the colors of it, and yeah, I just think it's beautiful. So then I made these earrings to go with it. This one flipped around. These were out of, all these beads were out of the little fall check mix, and I just did a little dangle on top of the 2 leaves, and I still have 3 more of the metal leaves left, and these are on antique bronze or brass ear wires. They do flip around a little bit, but it's okay. So then the next one I did was this one, the necklace first. And remember I said the wheatberry mix had some silver-ish in it, and there it is. Now this is a smaller necklace. It is about, it goes like this. There are these 2 drops. Those are also out of the fall check mix. The silver and yellow are out of the wheatberry mix, as are, I have some of those back here. Hoping you can see. And all of these ovals were also out of, so you can see one in there maybe. They were also out of this mix, these ovals. And there's some that are like smoky quartz looking, and then some that have stripes. So I just patterned them up the side, separated them with the matubo beads. This feels a little loose to me, and I brought in the silver with a hook and eye clasps, and that I think was Bead Box bargains, and I just went with the silver here, and I had 2 more of the silver, and I brought them in right here. So this is about a 16-inch necklace, not extendable. I did use wire guardians. I did put matubos on the end back here, and I think I'm going to have to put bead caps perhaps, because the little crimp bead hides in the matubo, or maybe not. So anyway, that's that. And then I made a bracelet with the same clasp. This is a larger bracelet. It's about 7 3/4 inch. Just like those ovals with stripes, I found in another bag of that mix these sort of like pillow cushion beads, and some more of the wheat berries, faceted check fire polish, the pillow beads, and then all these little ones here are from the fall bead mix, and a couple of the matubos just to separate and add a little extra different color to the mix. And I think it came out really pretty. I kind of made this the focal, and then I tried to get like a bronzy, matte, and then a smoky topaz. I tried to get the same colors up the side and smoky topaz, but I was running out. This made me run out of, I had 2 left of the wheatberry faceted fire polish after making this. And this is, like I said, a larger. It does also have wire guardians and the silver plated crimp tubes. And I'll put that back on here. And then the last piece, well, and then for earrings to go with that, I made these. These are the same as these beads here, but I found these bead caps in a bead-along kit I've had for years that I got off Jewel School Jewelry Television. Oh, I lied. I had these 2, I had set aside these 2 more like reddish brown color fat fire polish, and then I had 2 left after that. And these little yellow ones, and these are out of the EE Beads Check Fall Mix. And I put little bead caps on top and bottom of these. They're tiny little silver ones. I think they came out pretty, and I think these are silver finished steel ear wires with a ball and coil from Fire Mountain. So I thought those were kind of different and cool. And then I used the last 3 leaves and the last 2 wheat berry mix these fire polished check glass on this necklace. But I brought in some lampwork glass, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. So these are also lampwork. They were a clearance item from Fire Mountain. They were called brown oval. I call them swirly ovals because I want to show you the texture in them. If I can get one out. I had 2 left from the one strand. I don't know if you can see it. They have like a swirly texture, almost like a beehive. And I think I saved the other strand and I had 2 left of the one strand. I think I'm going to put them with my bee stuff. I have a little bag going of different bee stuff, and I think I'm going to put them with that. And then these were a strand which I finished on this necklace of red and honey colored lampwork glass. They're not perfect beads because lampwork is handmade, you know, somewhere, China probably, in these. Also, I had 5 yellow bicones that were Swarovski that had been a free gift from Fire Mountain years ago. So I used them. I used 3 on the necklace, just here, 1, 2, and 3. And then I made this pair of earrings, and I used the last 2. With also, these are different, slightly different sizes. Some of these are larger, fatter, and longer. So I picked out 2 that were similar length and width. They're a little bit different, but they're handmade, you know. And then I found these red crystals. Actually, I had them out on my table for some other project from Joann's, and they were just called toned red, but they're little faceted rondelles, and I used them in this necklace as well. And this strand comes with these like root beer colored, what size would they be? I think they're bigger than 8/0 or 6/0, I'm not sure. And I used them as spacers here also. And then the seed beads here, did I bring them over here? I don't think I did. Anyway, they were also from EE Beads. They were called Honey Butter. Yeah, I didn't bring them over here. Okay, so they are called Honey Butter. So what I did, I was going to just do a simple strung necklace with these going, you know, up and down. I thought, I really want to do something different. And I had watched Danielle Wicks on the Soft Flex Halloween thing they had on Friday night, I think it was, or maybe it was Saturday. I can't remember. And she had done something similar, but with little Heishi beads or something. So I thought, I'm going to try that. And it's a little wonky because you really have to keep your tension on your beading wire. I used a gold thin beading wire to make sure it could go through the beads twice. So definitely these have a larger hole, and 2 strands is not a problem. I only had to go through the seed beads once. And those are 8/0 seed beads, by the way, in Honey Butter it was called. These are the last 3 leaves off that acrylic and metal leaf chain. And I just, after I strung, well, I started up here, and I just separated it, the 2 strands, put 5 seed beads, and then went opposite way through the swirled lamp work, then 5 beads, then through a red crystal. On either end of this is a red crystal. And some of the holes on them are not drilled perfectly. So anyway, of the lamp, or these lamp work, all the lamp works actually. so the red crystal kind of pulled it back together, and you have to kind of adjust it as you go and make sure your tension is right or they go lopsided. And that's true up to the very end of putting the crimps on, although I did something different there too. And then here I didn't do these, I just did these lamp work, and I have the red crystals on either end, and then I have those root beer beads. So I really like this. I found this toggle clasp. I think this was in a Beadalon kit also from Jewelry Television, but a different one. And it had this leaf design, so I used that, and I did not crimp because I had to keep the tension on the beading wire. I found it was easier to tie it, so I tied a single knot, pulled it really tight, make sure these were lined up as best I could. See, this one's a little tiny bit wonky. Then I tied a it's not a surgeon's knot, what's the other one where you do it twice, and I did one of those knots twice, so there's actually 3 knots inside here. Then I dabbed it with GS Hypo Cement, let it dry a little bit, snip the ends, and close the clamshell. These are clamshells. So the only thing is you have to put them on an open jump ring then, because these loops here are closed on the clamshell. But I thought that would be secure. That's one of those root beer beads, I'm calling them. And yeah, so I just used a toggle. This one also is a shorter necklace. It is about 16 or 17 inches. It just fits around my neck, but it looks really nice with these hanging down in the front. It looks nice on. So if anybody has a small neck, it'll be a really nice piece for them. And I just put the last 2 wheatberry beads, 3 of those yellow free crystals I had, some red crystals on top, and this one has some of those brown beads that came with it, which I'm calling root beer beads. So that is it, and these are my earrings to go with it. Just simple dangles. I thought they were cute, and they bring that out. I didn't have any more of the honey and red. I have some, but they're larger, they're bigger, and I didn't want to use them in the necklace or for earrings. They'd be really heavy, I think. So yeah, I hope you liked everything I made. A simple strong wire wrap links added to pre-made chain links, and I used an antique vintage bronze color wire. Oh no, I didn't. I used antique brass eye pins for those because they're simple loops. Since they had used simple loops, I used simple loops as well on that one, and that one is a long one, but I really like it. I like how it turned out, and it's light. You almost wouldn't know you have it on. This one comes down on me below my upper chest area. And then the acorns, they're just simple, but they tend to be popular this time of year especially. Now my craft fair isn't until November 5th, but acorns can be worn through Thanksgiving and stuff, you know, and really could be worn all year long, and they're a nice neutral, so people tend to like them, and I make them quite every year pretty much, except the last 2 years. Anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back and join me again. I think the next video I have going up will be on the 13th now for #BeCreative, and hosted by Terry at Tapping Flamingo. And then 2 on the 15th, 1 on the 18th, which is my collab. And then we'll see. I think I have an unveiling, which will be on the 26th, and I'm not sure what after that because I need to be pricing things and getting ready for the craft fair. So I'm not sure after that one if I'll have anything for a while. Also, I have been noticing at least 3 people have done unboxings of their bargain bead box, and I just want to let you know I haven't even gotten notice that mine shipped yet. And of course today is a holiday, Columbus Day, happy Columbus Day for the federal department, so the post office is not delivering today anyway, so I don't know when I'm going to get mine. I usually get a notice that it's on its way, and I have not. And I want to thank whoever it was that used my link to purchase their bargain bead box. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have one more that I need, and I'll be able to get a free box. So that helps me a little bit in my finances here, which are stressed a little bit right now. So thank you, thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.